Hey folks, I want to talk about OpenClaw. I've been using it for about a week and I've noticed a couple observations. So let me dive in. I'm not an AI expert. I know enough to be dangerous. I've learned a ton over the past week and a half. But let me start off with a couple of disclaimers and a couple of things I've noticed. Number one, the hype is real. It's amazing. OpenClaw is an open source framework that the AI agent that can do things, right? It takes just going from ChatGPT having a conversation to a framework that can access your computer and do things for you. Now, it's amazing. It's only as amazing as the model that's running it, right? So you would use Claude or Grok, or Kimi is another good one. So you pick a model to run. It's like getting a Ferrari shell and then picking what engine to put in it. So it can get expensive if you put Opus in it, right? Which is probably the best one. Or Grok is fairly affordable, and there's some other cheaper ones. But then the difference maker of OpenClaw, or ClaudeBot as it was originally called, is it can access the core files of your machine. It can have free reign on your computer and do things. Now that's awesome. The hype is real. It's also dangerous, right? So the fear is real. The nobody should be using this. Like, I agree with most of the claims of the security concerns, right? Because what happens is you can be a novice, you install it on your personal computer, or your, hopefully not, your work computer, and then it's accessing the core files of your machine, because that's how it works, is it's meant to be integrated with your computer. And then what you're doing is giving it permission to do things, right? By nature, that's what you're doing. So what's happening is it's an open source framework. So you will then download skills for it to do things. So for example, there's a guy I read yesterday who downloaded a skill to search Spotify and curate playlists based on his preferences. So, I've got mine set up on iMessage. So you can, if it's on a Mac, mine's running on its own Mac Mini. It's set up on iMessage. I can just text it as I would text an employee or a coworker, right? And this guy gets his set up on his personal machine and then downloads a skill, because you can add in patches. Think of Amazon Alexa, where you can add on skills to your Alexa device to do certain things in addition to Amazon's ecosystem. That's kind of how this works. And what's happening is, if I said Alexa and you have a device near you, it's probably wondering what's going on. Alexa, play Kids Bop. You're welcome. Okay, anyway, where was I? Oh, so people are downloading skills, and these skills have things embedded in them that they don't realize. So this guy I was reading about, he downloaded a skill to curate Spotify, organize playlists, send him updates, things like that. And embedded in the code that he didn't realize was a line meant to curate his not only Spotify, but his computer for tax return documents and upload them to an unknown destination. So this skill is running, doing things, and in the background, it's scraping his personal information and uploading it to the person who developed the skill. Now, it's open source. It's not monitored. The Apple App Store, they're strict. They check for that kind of stuff. This is just anybody can develop anything for it. So one of the workarounds is don't download any skills. Download your own stuff. Again, I'm going to recommend almost nobody should use this. And if you do use this, you should buy a dedicated or separate machine for it. And you should also budget to be spending a significant amount of money for it to work well. So there's workarounds like using Kimi on NVIDIA. I'm not here to dive into all the tools. You can set it up for fairly affordable, but to get it set up right, it's going to cost you. And kind of like... I won't dive into all that. I'm not here to be an AI expert. I'm not an AI expert. I've learned a ton over the past week and a half just diving in. But here's what it reminds me of. So 2010, I went from BlackBerry to Android. And that's aging me a little bit, but I got rid of my BlackBerry. I got an Android Samsung Galaxy S. Loved it. And what I realized was, same thing, it's open source, right? So you could do all kinds of things. You could root the phone. You could make it do all these things. You could have it do things that the manufacturer didn't intend. And that there was all these options that became available once you rooted your phone. So I rooted my phone and had a blast for maybe a year and a half. I just was became entrenched in making my phone do awesome things that an iPhone could never do, right? Like, that was my thing. I think if I went on my social media from 15 years ago, I would find posts like that, like slamming the Apple ecosystem, how locked down it was, and talking about the open source nature of Android and how much stuff I could do. Well, maybe halfway into this journey, I was I got married somewhere in there. I was a newlywed, 2011. I'm getting calls. I go through maybe a month period where I'm getting calls from my wife, and the phone would ring, and I would swipe, and it would freeze, and it wouldn't answer the phone. And I'm like, I'd have to reboot the phone. Sometimes the phone would be almost bricked, and I would have to download a new ROM and do all that. If you know Android, like, you know what I'm talking about in those early days. I got to the point where much fun I was having, I just wanted a phone that worked. Like, at the end of the day, I need a phone. Like, if the most important thing that this is supposed to do is not working, something's off, right? So I realized I just need a phone. So 2012, the iPhone 5 comes out, and with that was a new version of the OS that actually was a little more advanced than Apple had previously done. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. So I switched. In that year, 2012, I bought the iPhone 5, my first iPhone, and loved it. I was a part of the Mac ecosystem already, used a Mac, used an iPod, and so that just completed the loop and gave me a phone that worked. Now, did I miss features? Yes. But at the end of the day, I just needed a phone that worked. And I think that's what's happening, at least what I'm experiencing with AI. I'm tinkering. I'm setting up the right models. I'm setting up permissions. I'm setting up frameworks. I'm setting up processes. I'm setting up different sub-agents and skills and tools and all the things that OpenClaw can do. But at the end of the day, what do I want, right? What do I need out of an AI agent? And I've talked to a lot of business owners. I do a lot of marketing stuff. Sometimes I'll consult with people and talk about marketing and talk about different strategy and ads and things. And I hear over and over again, I want to implement more AI in my business. And I'm going, awesome, but to what end? Like, what are you trying to do? And I've developed some frameworks. Like, there's, some AI tools you can use to scrape SEO data, implement better SEO, work on generative AI updates, to make sure your business is searchable by ChatGPT and others. So there's things you can do, but just saying, I want AI is not the end, right? So I want to set up ClawBot. Why, right? What are the end? I mean, OpenClaw? Sorry. No, ClawBot is right? OpenClaw. I don't remember what it's called now. Sorry, I'm filming this super early in the morning because I was thinking about it, but my brain is not fully clicking, and that's probably why this video is a little rambly too. Figure out to what end you want AI to work. And for 99% of people, using a Claude, Perplexity, or OpenAI ChatGPT subscription is plenty. For the tinkerers, OpenClaw is amazing. And eventually I think we'll get to the point where this agentic AI will do incredible things. But tread carefully. We're in unknown waters, and make sure you're setting up guardrails when you're tinkering. And at the end of the day, if you just need a phone, just go get a phone. So I'm having a ton of fun tinkering, but I'm also remembering, man, tinkering does not lead to productivity necessarily. So start with the end in mind. Where are you going? What are you trying to implement? If it's AI in your business, what do you want it to do? And then find the tool that fits that. Don't just jump on the newest tool that's going to do cool things. Find what you need and see if there's an AI tool that'll do it, or if you need to hire like a virtual assistant instead or something like that. So just a lot of AI thoughts this morning. Hope this helps, or this afternoon whenever you're watching this. I'm not an AI expert. I will not help you set up OpenClaw. It's a nightmare to set up. But think about what you're doing. Be safe. And welcome to the future, everyone.